It was a warm Saturday afternoon in a small town on the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee. The Main Street diner was busy, doors swinging open every few seconds as families came in for lunch. Among the crowd sat a man who didn't exactly blend in, a tall, broad-shouldered biker with a black leather vest, worn jeans, and boots heavy enough to shake the floorboards. His vest carried a bold patch, Hell's Angels, Tennessee chapter. Most people kept their distance, casting uncertain glances his way, but he minded his business, quietly sipping his coffee. His name was Ray Bear Dalton, a man who looked intimidating but had a calmness about him that didn't match the rumors the town whispered. Ray was waiting for his food when he noticed movement near the counter. A tiny girl, maybe 6 years old, with messy brown hair, clutching a stuffed bunny so tight it looked like it couldn't breathe. She stood behind a man who seemed to be rushing her along, his hand gripping her shoulder too firmly. At first, Ray didn't think much of it. Parents could be strict. Kids could be nervous. But something was off. The girl kept glancing around the diner, eyes darting from one adult to another, almost as if she was searching for someone who would look back. When her gaze finally met Ray's, she froze. Ray gave her a small nod, the kind you give to a scared animal so it knows you won't hurt it. That's when she did it. Slowly, she placed both hands behind her back and made a sign, her thumb folded across her palm and 4 fingers curling over it. The international hand signal for help. Ray's eyes narrowed. He knew that signal. His niece had shown it to him 2 years ago after a safety workshop at her school. If a kid ever does this at you, she had said, you help them. No matter what. Ray had laughed then, not realizing how serious those words would become. Now the same desperate gesture was being shown to him by a little girl who looked like she hadn't slept in days. Ray straightened in his seat, observing quietly. The man with her, late 30s, and shaven, jittery, kept checking the window like he was watching for someone. He tugged the girl closer each time she shifted. The diner staff didn't seem to notice anything unusual, but Ray knew danger when he saw it. Years on the road had trained his instincts well. When the man leaned down to whisper something angrily in the girl's ear, she flinched. Hard. That was enough. Ray's jaw tightened, his biker instincts kicking in. He slipped a 20 under his coffee mug and stood up slowly so he wouldn't spook them. The girl saw him move and a flicker of hope crossed her face, so faint most people would have missed it. Not Ray. As he took a step toward them, he made sure of one thing. Whatever was going on, that kid was not leaving the diner without someone stepping in. And Ray Bear Dalton had just decided that someone was going to be him. Ray Bear Dalton didn't rush. He moved with the calm, deliberate steps of someone who knew exactly what he was walking into. The diner wasn't loud, but there was enough chatter for him to blend in as he approached the counter. The man gripping the little girl stiffened when he noticed Ray's shadow fall next to them. Afternoon, Ray said, his deep voice steady. The man turned quickly. His eyes widened when he saw the Hell's Angels patch stretched across Ray's chest. Most people either stepped aside or pretended not to look when a biker approached, but this man froze like a rabbit caught in headlights. This your daughter? Ray asked casually, nodding toward the girl. The man hesitated. Yeah, she's mine. Why? His voice cracked. His grip tightened. The girl's face twitched in fear. Ray didn't challenge him directly, not yet. Instead, he crouched slightly so he was at the girl's level. You okay, sweetheart? Her lips trembled, but she didn't answer. She didn't need to. Her small fingers slipped behind her back, repeating the same silent rescue signal. A plea only meant for Ray to see. That was all he required. Ray straightened slowly, towering over the man. Let her go. The man swallowed hard. Look, man, this is none of your. Before he could finish, Ray leaned in close enough that the man could smell the road dust and motor oil. Son, I'm giving you one chance. Release her. Right now. The diner had gone quiet. Forks hovered midair. A waitress stood frozen with a coffee pot in her hand. People didn't always trust bikers, but something about Ray, his steady posture, the certainty in his voice, made them realize this wasn't a confrontation they should interrupt. The man loosened his grip just a little, and the girl instinctively moved toward Ray. That movement told Ray everything. He gently stepped between them, creating a barrier. You stay right there, Ray told the man, his voice heavy with warning. Ray nodded toward the nearest table where an older couple sat. Ma'am, would you mind calling the police? Tell them we've got a child safety situation. The woman immediately pulled out her phone. The man panicked. You don't understand, she's not supposed to talk to anyone. Her mom, she told me. Ray raised a hand, silencing him. We'll let the cops sort out your story. The man lunged as if he might grab the girl again, but Ray reacted first. He slid his arm out protectively, pushing the girl gently behind him. He didn't hit the man, he didn't need to. His presence alone stopped the guy cold. Within minutes, sirens echoed from down the street. The little girl clung to Ray's vest, gripping the stitched wings on his back. Don't let him take me, she whispered, finally finding her voice. You're safe now, Ray assured her. No one's taking you anywhere. Police officers rushed in. After a quick assessment, and hearing the terrified girl's first clear words, they cuffed the man and escorted him out. Turns out, he wasn't her father. He wasn't even a relative. He was a man the police had been searching for across 3 counties. As the officers thanked Ray, the diner customers approached one by one, shaking his hand, patting his back, offering free meals. The little girl refused to leave his side until a female officer gently carried her out. News spread fast. By evening, the entire community knew what Ray had done. People who once crossed the street to avoid bikers now saw them differently. One man, a Hell's Angel, had stepped in when no one else noticed a child's cry for help. And in that small Tennessee town, the legend of Ray, Bear, Dalton had just begun.